The millionaire invited the black cleaning lady as a joke. She arrived like a diva, and everyone was in absolute shock when they found out who she really was. The main hall of the Blackwood mansion in Beverly Hills exploded with malicious laughter when Victoria Sterling descended the marble staircase wearing a dress that cost more than the annual salary of most of the people present. It wasn't laughter of admiration. It was pure cruel mockery. "Look who decided to show up," Richard Blackwood whispered to his guests, raising his glass of Dom Perignon champagne. Victoria Sterling, a 35-year-old woman who had spent the last 2 years working in that same mansion, never imagined she would step inside its grand ballroom not as a maid, but as a guest. For years, she was invisible, wiping marble floors and polishing chandeliers while the elite of California passed by her as if she were furniture. 3 days earlier, Richard had handed her a golden envelope, his lips curling into a mocking grin. "Charity gala, Saturday night," he said with fake sweetness. "Dress code, maximum elegance. Surely you have something suitable in your wardrobe, don't you?" His friends laughed loudly in the background. It was clear, the invitation was nothing but a trap. A public humiliation, carefully designed to remind her of her place. Reporters had even been invited to capture what Richard proudly described as an educational moment. The night before the event, Richard bragged to his wife Helena. 100,000 says she won't dare show up. And if she does, well, she'll be the evening's comedy act. Helena smirked cruelly. Poor thing. If she comes, she'll probably wear something borrowed, feel embarrassed, and leave in 15 minutes. But what neither Richard nor Helena knew was that Victoria wasn't who they thought she was. She had once lived in ballrooms like these, long before life pushed her into the shadows. Some storms don't destroy, they teach you how to dance in the rain. As Victoria stepped into the hall that night, every eye turned. Murmurs rippled across the room. "My God, she actually came," whispered Senator Weston's wife to a friend. "And that dress, where on earth did she get it?" sneered Vivian Chambers, the oil magnate's spoiled daughter. What they didn't know was that the dress wasn't rented, borrowed, or bought. It was a piece of her own past, a past that Richard Blackwood would have done anything to erase. Richard and Helena finally walked up to her, smiling with poison dripping from every word. "Victoria, what a surprise. You clean up, well, literally." The crowd chuckled cruelly. But Victoria's smile didn't waver. Her calm gaze never left Richard's eyes. "Good evening, Mr. Blackwood." "Mrs. Blackwood." Helena scoffed. "Where did you get that dress, dear?" "A costume rental." Victoria tilted her head slightly, replying softly. "Let's just say it's a memory. From my family." The words sent a ripple through the crowd. Family? What family? Nobody had ever heard Victoria speak of such a thing. Richard, growing impatient, mocked her louder. "Well then, why don't you tell us who you really are? Since you practically live in my house more than I do, maybe we should all get to know you." Victoria turned, facing the entire ballroom with serenity. "You're right. You don't know me. Tonight might be the perfect night to change that." The hall went silent. Even the musicians faltered. Her voice carried weight now, calm but commanding. "I was born here, in this very city. My father was a respected businessman. My mother a woman of strength and elegance. They taught me who I was, even when life tried to make me forget. But when I was 15, a car accident stole them from me. I lost my parents, my home, and my place in this very society. Our fortune vanished in betrayal and legal disputes. I was left with nothing. That is how I ended up here, cleaning houses, including this one." The ballroom froze. A whisper broke the silence. An elderly woman gasped. "Victoria Temps? It can't be." It was Eleanor Whitmore, matriarch of one of the oldest fortunes in California. Her trembling voice silenced the crowd. "I knew your parents. They were friends of mine. You disappeared after the accident. My God, it's really you." Suddenly phones came out. Old photographs surfaced. Whispers spread like wildfire. The resemblance was undeniable. Richard tried to laugh it off. "Convenient little fairy tale," he barked, but his voice trembled. Then Alexander Grant, a ruthless lawyer, stepped forward. "Actually, Richard, I can confirm her identity. The inheritance was never closed. Legally, she still has full rights to her family's fortune." The crowd gasped. Helena gripped Richard's arm, her face pale. Victoria raised her glass, her voice ringing clear. "You invited me tonight to humiliate me, Richard, but instead, you reintroduced me to the society that thought I was gone. And for that, I thank you." Reporters' cameras flashed, not capturing her shame, but Richard's downfall. Applause erupted. The same people who mocked her now clapped like subjects greeting a queen. But Victoria knew better. Applause was never the end. This was only the beginning. By the end of the night, Richard's empire of arrogance was cracking. Helena wept quietly. The mansion that had once felt untouchable now seemed like a fragile castle of glass. And Victoria Sterling Temps? She left not as a cleaning lady, but as the rightful heiress, the woman they could no longer ignore. As she raised her final toast, her words cut through the air like prophecy. To the truth. May it always find its way to the light, no matter how deeply they try to bury it. And in that moment, everyone realized the most dangerous person in the room was the one they had chosen to ignore.